pull from a lot of small towns. Arcade is kind of the biggest small town around, where you've got Bliss and Centerville and Fillmore, and we get people from Wellsville, Canandaigua,
You do.
all over the place. I mean, and from the other way, Castile comes,
Right.
Perry, people come from Perry, as well as Lewiston. We've had people from all over, Ohio, Pennsylvania. So, but for local, we pull from a very wide area, which is part of our success.
Yeah, and that's Arcade. I mean, really. There's a reason that Arcade is what it is, or was what it was in the past, because it was proximity.
Right. In addition, because the art classes, that pulls different people also that would never have come into an antique store. So that makes it very nice.
The art classes add a whole new element, a whole other layer, texture to our business, because Dee Dee has quite a following. Plus, we have other people that come in and do glass fusion. We have people come in, they did a wellness thing with essential oils. They've done fairy gardens, card making as a regular.
Oh, that's
a watercolorist comes in and gives classes. So one of these days, maybe I will. But mostly it's Dee Dee, but Dee Dee has the classroom and the studio over there. It makes it more than just an antique store.
Can we go over there now?
Oh, sure.
And just see this? So the table, all of this, everybody just kind of sits around the table and...
Yeah, people hang. This actually is our leftover. We had our Customer Appreciation Day on Saturday, so we had a big raffle. A lot of vendors donated stuff. So this is stuff that people need to come in. These are my classes that I'm offering for this month. But these are all...
do you do this every month? You put out
Yes.
the craft that's going to get made? Oh, that's great. So you can actually physically see it.
Yes.
You don't see that a lot, actually. You finish these pieces yourself?
Yes.
You're good at this. This is great. And you were doing this before it was a thing, too, because now it's kind of a thing.
Yes, and actually I went back to college in my 40s and graduated at 50 with my fine arts degree.
Oh, that's awesome.
So,
You did.
I did. So I'm an old lady.
I'm 52. That's really inspiring to hear. Honestly.
You can do it.
Yeah. You just got to do it.
You do it.
Right?
Yeah, you do it.
I got to ask, where'd you get this table?
So this came out of a barn down in Belmont, and someplace where we picked that I actually fell through the ceiling on. So I was like the money pit, and my legs were dangling.
Oh, that's one of my favorite scenes in any movie.
I know. But my husband helped me out of the floor, and then we got the table down.
But you didn't fall through with a rug holding you up.
No, I didn't. My legs were dangling.
Oh my God! Were you
with
scared?
no rug.
Was it going? Where you could almost have fallen like a story down?
Yes, I was hanging.
Oh, that's scary.
So we use this table, we repurpose things. So I got this really cute little cabinet that I'm going to paint and do something with. But these are all my samples. So we do a lot of repurposing here. So I happen to have a bunch of saws. So this month's classes, we're utilizing the 40 saws that I have in the basement. We do a lot of painting on old barn wood, metal, tin.
And where do you get this? Did you just put a call out and say you need a lot of barnwood?
We harvest wherever, so we're not too proud to pull over.
Word. You harvest.
We do harvest.
Is that a term that you coined, or is it a term that the industry uses?
I don't know. I just say it.
I like
guess.
that. Well, that's what you're doing. You're harvesting.
It is harvesting.
Yeah.
I'm not too proud to pull over the side of the road.
No, you can't.
Oh, hi.
I'm sorry, it's super
that's
late.
All right. I see that. How are you?
Yes. And what are you doing?
Mine is on a board because it won't sit on my easel. So my husband put it on a board, and then I'm going to take the board off. Yeah. So I'm waiting in line for the dryer.
It's a dryer line?
It's a dryer line.
Oh, that's so you can quick.
Yes, because we're going to sand and distress after this.
Okay, so you paint and then distress.
Yeah, because we want it to look old and ratty and primitive.
But hers is already kind of distressed.
This is just old barn wood that we have in the garage, or in the barn.
Right.
So my husband cut these all out yesterday for us. So
that was nice of him.
Yeah.
Really?
So her board actually had old ratty paint on it already. So we all had to create this on top. Hers was already that way.
Gotcha.
So.
Oh, no, tell him I did that, please.
That's your skill. That's your skill level.
So
That's a lot of skill.
Say, God.
Yeah. It's so authentic.
Exactly. For a phys ed teacher, I did a great job.
That's
and
a good
I
technique.
Come off either. We got to use the nail to get
Yeah, it almost has.
It does, yeah. I don't know. I'm thinking it's got to come off. This middle part? Yes, yeah. I know like this, Sandy, right? Yeah, okay. I think they all have to come off because they're all. You're like that, right?
Are you guys all buddies outside of this class?
Yeah.
So you are? So
we are.
did somebody initiate the class? Like,
Yep.
oh, you did. So
She's the ringleader.
how'd you hear about it?
How did I hear about it? I just come in here and shop a lot. So
We've done this before.
consequently, we did another one in the fall.
I see.
When you're done, don't start.
So those of you who are dry, I'm gonna put on a glove. I'm gonna take a sanding block.
Okay, so we're on the distressing.
We're on the distressing. And I'm gonna sand the snot out of my stocking. Yeah. So we're trying to make it look old and ratty
Gotcha.
and primitive.
Yes. In order to do that, the edges need to get.
Correct.
Yeah. Now that one had some like that was barnwood. Did you do that?
Yeah.
On the back?
Yeah.
That was really good.
That's just sanding.
But the paint's layered, right? And you sand through the paint. Like, how'd you get
Yep.
those variances in the color? Was that sanding?
We're gonna stain.
Okay.
Yeah.
So afterwards,
Right.
the staining gives it the age.
Correct.
I see.
So get right in there. Dig in. The more edges you do. Okay, so when you guys are done with your sanding, okay, I'm gonna take yucky water on a paper towel, lots of yucky water. Okay, this is,
I know. Okay.
I'm gonna stick it right in my brown paint. Okay,
We all have brown.
all right, here we go.
So that's like a kid.
Yes.
Just like, but that's gonna give you the age.
Oh yeah.
Put it in dirty water.
Dirty water, dirty paint.
It gives it that patina. I think,
Yes, it
right?
does. Okay, then you take a dry paper towel. Judy, more water, like make it soggy. Because you guys have rougher wood than I do.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna wipe that baby off. And my stocking is done. No way, man.
No.
Yeah.
So let's keep walking through here. So we've got our gauntlet, and now you've got what over here?
This is my
cage.
mess. I'm transitioning from a selling area to a work area. I like to paint furniture.
Oh, you are.
Yeah. So it's a big old mess, but we're working on making it not like Dee Dee's, but more like just to work in.
You know what? That's a great idea. And they're flanking the shop towards the back.
Right.
So it would be a different, it'd be the same but different.
Right.
Right? That's a great idea. So what do you mean, like stripping, that type of thing? So she's like, you have makers, art, and then over here you could do like furniture,
I like
refinishing
painting
and-
furniture and not just refinishing, but painting it. I have like some decals. I'd like to try some freehand painting. So Dee Dee's an experienced artist. I'm
Right.
a newbie.
Yeah.
So,
But she's
Yeah.
very good at
Yeah,
being.
so there you go. See?
so this is a vendor. Thank
Okay.
you. And so these are vendors.
Vendors have any specialty, or are they just allowed to run wild with the space? Like, do you guys say, like, we have our 50 stuff here, we've got our 18th century?
Well, we have vendors that are known for their primitives.
Okay.
And then a lot of vendors, some vendors have glassware, but most vendors are pretty eclectic.
Is it primarily, do some of these people actually make a living doing this, or is it primarily hobbyists?
Just us.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
don't get paid.
We don't really.
We don't get paid.
Somebody said the other day we had a lot of extra things at bookwork because of the open house, and somebody said, well, you know, who has to do that? And I looked at Dee Dee, and she said, oh, does she get time and a half? I said, yeah, we'll pay her out of the same budget line we pay the rest of our house because we don't get paid. So this would be a kind of a primitive booth.
Right.
Something sold out of there on Saturday, so it looks a little empty. This is an office that we built in the corner of the space, and we rent it out. So it's a modern office inside.
Oh, get out of here.
Here, let me.
You
can
do?
Through the window,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
you can
yeah.
go.
That was a nice
oh,
shot.
we locked it.
Oh, that's okay. This is a great shot. So you rent it out? Who rents it?
Invenergy. Well, this goes on into the next, I guess you'd call it just an aisle. In this room, it's the last aisle. So be careful where you walk.
Gotcha.
Don't walk into the pitchfork.
Like a cartoon.
This is junk and disorderly at its finest.
But look at the ladders.
You need to keep. It looks awesome.
It looks great. I mean, it's what junk and disorderly is at its core.
Did you always have the idea for that name? Just didn't have the place?
Well, kind of, yeah.
Because it's a great name.
It is a good name.
It sounds like a great punk band. Actually.
That is not the first time I've heard
It
that.
totally does. It needs to be a punk band.
And these are our vendors. This is another vendor.
Okay.
So vendors on either side now, all the way up.
All the way.
Yeah. So we have vendors that do.
So we're ringed with vendors.
Yes.
You have your middle,
Yeah.
your two sides. You're full up for 2 years.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
but seriously, that's got to give you guys a lot of satisfaction at the end of the day.
Well, it does.
It sure does.
We have a really good store, and it's just fun.
Yeah.
And people come in
And
and
you
they,
guys are
they
fun.
want to be part of it, and
We try. We have fun.
You do. And you guys are, this has been great, actually.
And this guy does cement work. So everybody else kind of gathers things.
Is this
We
cement?
Yeah, he did it
he
with
does chainsaw carving also.
I was going to be like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he does the cement work. Right at the front of the counter to the right, that guy does cement work as well.
Is cement work a new thing? Or no?
Yard art.
Yard art.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's new. And then this is the new part. So we put these in, punched a hole in the
Oh,
wall.
this is great.
So
And the
this-
ladders again.
Yeah.
the ladders.
So these are all
This is more
vendors.
country. Oh, is there a vibe in here?
Primitive.
Yeah.
Are you yeah, a little bit? It is more country. I mean, maybe just this walkway with the buckets.
No, you're
and-
right. They call it primitive. They don't
Yeah.
call it country. People say here that they don't, the country, some of the country part is in, but
Yeah, I
mostly
said that
it's a
last week when
primitive.
somebody got, it's the
They corrected
primitive,
you.
isn't it? Yes, they corrected me. Not so nicely.
I think
but they
our
corrected me.
vendors would correct you too, because they're really.
It's beautiful stuff.
And this lady that is in this booth, she does a lot of her own. She does all of her own painting, so she'll talk about junk at the side of the
Repurposing, yes.
road and repurposing. There's an old mid-century modern she made into a little coffee bar.
Oh,
And I see this is new. This is a piece of wood on the top of a metal
that's nice.
And
base.
she got the base for me.
She did?
Yeah. So it's nice because we.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of like,
Yeah.
well, yeah, you probably could just wander through and just start putting stuff together,
do.
right?
We do. Yes.
Yeah.
It's nice because we used all old doors and windows for our partitions.
Wow.
So I think I had 22 doors that I was willing to let go out of my barn.
How do you determine? Are you so good at? Are you like the guys at Antique World? Can you determine, like, if you see a door on the side of the road, can you within reason know the year and know the hardware or?
Sometimes,
Yeah.
yeah, kind of. It just depends on the panes and the hardware and.
Because that's the skill, right? To be able to determine, like, most people don't know that stuff.
Well, once you get a feel for it, like there's just certain things that feature it, like whether they're thinner
Right.
or
Right.
thicker, how many panels that they have, even where the doorknob is. The old ones
Yes.
are lower.
Right.
So there's
paint.
Yeah, what
Right.
kind of paint? Yeah.
and it'll give you
Don't
the
eat the paint on our doors.
Yeah, don't eat the paint on them.
It's all lead. Yeah.
This is a gentleman we were talking about that uses all old lumber.
Oh wow.
To
Oh
make
my
his
God.
stuff.
Yeah.
So he had a settle in here. They use lumber from a 100-year-old cabin. So
Oh, these are awesome.
yeah, I always drool over his stuff.
Wow.
Someday
He does
one
a
of them will
great
follow me
job.
home.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is total Pinterest, like
Yeah, he
Right.
does a great job.
look at the salt box here, whatever it is.
Oh, he's shopping.
Yeah, this is awesome.
You should come on Saturday.
This
it's
is
about 20% off.
crazy. Was it really?
Look at the little settle for little people.
Oh my god.
I always thought that'd be great to sit
Yeah.
down, take your boots off.
That is so cool.
But Russ does a great job and is totally invested in what he does and does only quality work. Look at this.
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, it's really, really well done.
And this is one plank.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then one day he was in and was it from you? He bought the bottom of a gas stove and he took it home, cleaned it up, painted it, and put a top on it. And within, I don't know, maybe 5 hours, brought it back, put it in his booth. So
Well, yeah, if you're doing a house, these are almost like centerpieces,
Yeah.
showpieces. You know, how are they expensive? Just off the top of my, I mean, they should be.
He probably has a pricier
They should
booth
be.
than
So this is 300.
That's not that bad
But
at all.
in
For the
another,
whole,
yeah. But in Buffalo, it would be a lot more for us. It's
Right.
high price.
right.
So because people come in here, like I said before, we're kind of building a customer base that will spend a little more money, but it had to build. I think
Right.
people first came in here, it was, they were looking for the least expensive, and
Right.
now they're coming in willing to spend a little more.
Well, an arcade, so again, it's a destination.
Yeah.
This is a place that you should come. It's within an hour from pretty much everywhere, and get a bite to eat, walk around the main street, and just enjoy it.
Right.
Because it's a rare place.
And we also have a very good base of other vendors for other antique stores that come here and shop because
Yeah.
our prices are low enough
Oh, where they can buy it
still
and-
turn it somewhere else.
We had a lady from Churchville come in, and she bought on Saturday. She spent quite a bit of money here, took home a whole truckload of just about of stuff because she has a shop in Churchville.
So you're kind of their secret,
Yeah, well,
right?
not anymore.
And, in a way, right? Because I mean, it's hard to find a place like this because
Yeah.
everything's under one roof, right?
It's perfect, and there's something for everyone. We have tools,
Oh, these are
we have
cool.
rust, we have glass, we have stuff.
You do.
We just have
We have
stuff.
pretty and we have rust.
Yes.
But I really like the way that you guys have done. I mean, you want to just spend a lot of time in here and just sift through all of this.
We often hear people say, "Well, I have to go around 3 times."
Yeah, no, I can
To
see
see it
that.
all.
I can
Well,
see it.
because it's up high and it's low, it's everywhere.
Do you let your vendors? I don't know anything about this industry, but you just let them kind of have at it, or do you have some certain guidelines where you're like, you can't put too much because it's out of control? Things can
No,
get
I
broken?
can't set that guideline because I'd be throwing stones.
She'd be a hypocrite.
I'd be a hypocrite. I would be bad.
She's not a hypocrite.
Oh my god.
This is a vendor that moved from us. We have that happening quite a bit. That's why we never have open booths, because we'll have a vendor who does so well,
that is.
they
That's
expand.
really
so this
great,
is an
actually.
example of one vendor that had one booth
But
and they
that is
expanded.
nothing
And they're
as
just a
far as price
retired
goes
couple
comparatively.
that goes around and collects stuff, and
Wow,
he's
that's
handy and
awesome.
fixes it up. And
What year would
they
that be?
set up a real pretty
Does it
booth.
say?
Yeah,
Oh, there's some awesome
it's
stuff. That's incredible.
Yeah, I love this.
That's really neat. Yeah, the place is fantastic. The windows, do you change them out a lot or no?
Well, we give them to other people so they can change them.
That's smart. Do you give them your vendors and put your
Yes.
stuff in the window?
When they're in charge. No, that's their stuff.
Oh,
so like this
okay.
vendor here rents the window
Got
and
it.
that's her booth.
up
But
in
it
the
used to be
booth.
like
Okay.
I had
had
2
ideas.
windows and Dee Dee had 2 windows, and now I'm down to 1.
I'm down to 1 and I'm
Because it's a lot of work to
It's
do
a lot of
windows.
work. You have to
Yeah.
change it out all the time.
Yeah.
Well, this whole business is like
A lot of work.
Yeah, shifting and moving and cleaning and
Yeah.
displaying and researching. Research. We should talk about that. How do you guys do your research?
Oh.
Internet?
A lot of
people?
internet.
Do you have people?
Yeah, we have all kinds of resources.
Resources.
And then also Facebook.
Yeah.
We belong to some groups on Facebook.
so
and
you can throw up an item.
Oh, yeah.
And
You throw
within
up
like
2 seconds, people, they know their cast iron, they know their pottery.
Look at my Roseville.
Yes.
I got a piece of Roseville that I'd never seen before, and I put it on, and people commented on it. Plus, we have real people too. Like
Sure.
we have Joe, the clock guy.
Okay.
Who we don't know what we do without Joe. He's 89 now, and can't hear it all. And he'll say very loudly to one of us if somebody else comes up to talk to us, and he'll say, "Tell him I can't hear." I think they know Joe.
So we have a whiteboard and
Love
a
it.
pen to write.
Oh my
for him.
gosh.
But he fixes all of our clocks. He's just great.
social media. Facebook, Twitter, you guys are on all that. Pinterest, obviously.
We mostly
do
just do Facebook.
Facebook.
We don't
You
have
do?
time to do
Yeah,
much of anything
most of my
else.
clients do. Yeah, Facebook is just kind of taking
Yeah.
over. It's the easiest, most interactive. Everybody has it type
And
of.
it's
Right.
free.
Yes. Yeah,
And
it
now you
doesn't
can do
cost
the
you.
live video.
Yep.
Or and we do use the local penny saver.
Okay.
But this year, I'm going to speak for myself because I was very interested in pushing north.
Okay.
So my job always took me north. So I know people that go all the way up to Niagara Falls.
Okay.
And so I wanted to bring those people down as well. So even this year I've advertised in Buffalo Spree in the June magazine
Sure.
and the penny savers in that area. But mostly when we want to communicate to our local people, we use our penny saver.
Okay, so look for ads in the Penny Saver. You
And
will
the
see them
Herald.
in some of the Herald
Arcade
too?
Herald, yeah.
Okay. I think the store, because of the size and the eclectic nature of the store, you should draw from Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
You should draw from Elmwood and from Hurdle and from the Burbs and from East Aurora and Orchard Park. If you're decorating a home, you have pretty much everything you would need here, and you guys
Or
will
we
help.
have it in the barn or
Yeah.
in the basement.
My
Yeah.
basement
Have it
is
somewhere.
my basement. Dee Dee has a basement over here, but it's got some stuff in it, right? But she works down there. My basement is all storage,
It is.
and it's as big as that area over there.
Are you
and it's
kidding?
full of stuff.
So
You don't
and
have
now-
to go take a picture of
Well,
that.
here's the magic question.
Yeah, I know.
How do you guys? How do you inventory all this in your brain? Is this all in your
Pretty
head?
much.
So if somebody comes in and says, I need a doorknob from a 1932 Craftsman that was made by this company, can you get that detailed?
I can.
Wow.
But when it comes down to doing the bookwork, like for me, I have so many items.
Right.
So like I'll write lot O stuff, $20, because I have so much stuff. It doesn't.
You have to.
I can't.
Yeah.
But we do, like this vendor in particular, she inventories. So she'll use inventory numbers. The lady next door uses inventory numbers.
I used to.
For
When I had
but
boots,
you-
I did, but
Yeah.
now I
it's just
I
like
can't
blue
write it
table.
down anymore. But I
Right.
usually know.
Right.
I know what we have.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, because to me that's fascinating. Like, there's a deep inventory here, and
Yeah.
then there's your cellars,
Right.
and then your barn.
Yes.
And so you'll recognize when somebody comes in and says, or like a pitchfork.
Right.
You're like, oh wait, it's a certain type. I have that in my.
Right.
And then the adventure starts.
And the adventure
Right, because you got to
starts.
dig through
Yes.
all that to find it.
So if somebody buys a blue table and I write on the bookwork blue table, Debbie
Right.
will say, what blue table was that? So then I'll say, it was sitting next to the green thing with this. And
I'll
then
say, oh, yeah.
And then she'll remember where it was
Right.
in the store. We remember what the
That's
item
awesome.
was.
And we also know that, like, so farm implements, Tim
My
really
husband,
likes to
yes.
get a lot of farm implements in.
Okay.
So if somebody comes in, the Amish often come in and say, do you have one of those, what do you call them, the hay things?
Oh yeah, I know.
And they'll say, do you
Yeah.
have one of those? And I'll ask if Tim has one. And so you kind of know who to ask, too.
Right.
Right.
And I've learned a lot about what these little rusty things are, because I did not know.
Yeah.
I'm not a
But,
tool guy.
You know, isn't it awesome though? Because you're learning every day. Here.
I love that part
Yeah.
of it, and I love researching the stuff. I love going online. We use WorthPoint because WorthPoint gives you what things sold for,
Oh, so
not
it's the
what
real
people are
market
asking.
value,
Yeah.
right?
And we
Yeah,
try to inform people. Like people will come in to sell us stuff, and they'll say, "Well, it's selling on eBay for $300," and we'll say, "Did you use your filter?" So you
Right.
put the filter on, and then that shows it what it's
The real
sold
price,
for.
yeah.
But we can see over years at WorthPoint, so we have a subscription to that. Plus, we have a lot of research or resource books. I'm always adding to my collection
Right.
of them.
But that gives people confidence that when they shop here, they're getting an accurate, fair price.
Right.
And your prices are affordable anyways.
Yeah.
And you're trying to draw people out here, and that's the incentive. You know, the prices are great, the inventory is awesome, the knowledge is deep, and you guys will help anybody who needs it.
And
You're not
we're
just
great.
wandering in. Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
we have fun.
Yeah.
We also like to both, and again, Dee Dee and I are like-minded in this, and we didn't know it, but if we get something and it's worth more than what we realized, we'll often go back and, well, always go back and give the seller a piece of that.
Right.
So
Wow.
one example, and this is my favorite, for me, this is my favorite story. In a box of stuff, I found a silver cup that had International Rowing Association, Syracuse, first place or something like that on this silver cup.
Right.
So it was sterling. It was just in a $5 flat.
Wow.
So I researched it. I got online. I called the International Rowing Association. He got me in touch with the head coach from Syracuse University. Syracuse University called me. The head coach called me and said, well, I don't have it in my budget line, but I'll ask one of our alumni if they want to buy it. So they bought it, and it's back in their case.
Oh my
and I went
gosh.
back and gave a percentage to the lady who sold it to me for $5.
That's
So
amazing.
and I know
Right.
Dee Dee has a story specific like
Same
that
thing.
too. But lots of little things that we do often. So
That's a
that's
big,
kind of nice
big
too
deal.
that
Yeah.
we both feel strongly about that. So.
Yeah. Well, that makes all the difference with your
Good
customers.
karma.
It is
Yeah.
good karma. Exactly.